Let's fight. Let's fight, folks. Let's fight. A very good evening to each and every one of you. Wherever you guys are joining us from this evening, we are privileged, very privileged to have you guys in the ring with us this evening. Some of you are joining us from Guyana, some of you from around the world, right closer to the Caribbean. Some of you are joining us. Some of you are in Trinidad, Barbados, Jamaica, and we're so tremendously privileged to have you guys. And most of you, Region 11, good to have you guys. When you're joining us on Twitter, we ask that you follow that Twitter page you're joining us on and also retweet the live stream there. If you guys are joining us on YouTube, guys, we ask that you subscribe to that YouTube channel there. The same way we ask you guys to partner with us by subscribing to that YouTube channel. And also, guys, if you're joining us via Facebook, whichever page you're joining us, we ask that you follow that page so that you get the notifications when we are on. And also share the live stream. Guys, you know by now, we cannot do this without any of you. We can't do this without, is it Bilal Bishop and YouTube, Utendi Grant, Lavon Cameron, all those folks who have been waiting with us even before the show started. Welcome in the ring. So follow those pages on social media. Follow us on Twitter, and you can subscribe to that YouTube channel. And the value of doing all of that is receiving the notification, having our news items and so forth show up in your stream, show up in your Facebook stream, guys, in your feed. And we are happy that all of you guys are here. Trust that you've had a good day. Auntie Sandra Hanover, Derek Smith, and Shelley DeRidder. I see Samantha Gills is here as well, Joylyn Cook and Janet Edwards. All you fantastic folks. Welcome in the ring. We are tremendously privileged to have each and every one of you guys. We cannot do this without you, and that is why we always ask you guys to partner with us. There are several platforms available. At the Cash App platform is $, in the ring 592. At Cash App is $, in the ring 592. Am I the right side? The $, in the ring 592. At PayPal, it's in the ring 592 at gmail.com. We're also available on MMG. The number there is 627-6963. And then we are also available via Western Union and via MoneyGram as well, folks. So please use those opportunities and come on board and partner with us. $5 is 1,000 Ghana dollars. Certainly, folks, you guys can afford that on Cash App. Certainly, you can afford $10, 15, 20. If you guys want to send us more than that, be our guest. We are so grateful for all of you ringsiders who have come on board to partner with us and help us to grow from strength to strength. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. And folks, we don't know about you, but we are ready to get into the hot topics. Paul Dianjo and Leslyn Alves, Audrey Tom, Denise London, Welshman. I see Carly Hendy Braffett is here as well. Gemma George is here. Glennis Mingo Byrne, Gwyneth Jones, and Marie Selby. All you fantastic, lovely people. We are so happy you are here with us this evening. Coming up, guys, we have the one and only Attorney at Law Darren Wade is going to be joining us. Darren is vying for one of those coveted seats in the PNCR race. That is the 21st Biannual Delegates Congress that comes up in 10 days' time for the PNCR. In that Congress, they are determining, among other issues, their leadership for the next 2 years. I think it is 2 or 3 years. But nevertheless, Darren is going to be telling us about his candidacy and what has been happening thus far in this very, very competitive race. Attorney at Law Darren Wade will be joining us, folks, a little later on in the program, and that is what is coming up. Guys, as you come on board, don't let me get complacent. We're asking each and every one of you to share the live stream. Let us get this information out there. Allow other people to be able to benefit from the information in that way. And let's head right into the fight card. Guys, welcome. And we're tremendously privileged that all of you are here with us this evening. I don't know about you, but I am fired up, guys, and I am ready to go into the fight card. What about you, Brenda Casey and Progress Passad. What about you, Don, Raven? Are you guys ready out there? Great to see each and every one of you. Candy, Naline, Inderjeet, Father Mike is there, Joan Robinson, Robin rather, Narayan is there as well, Ingrid King, I see, and Yannick Lynch, Michelle McKay, Sharmila, good to see you. Angela Jordan, good to see you as well. Dolores Denny, Leon Logan is here. Paulette Greaves, Carlotta Reynolds. Good to see all of you fantastic folks, guys. As you come on the live stream, we encourage each and every one of you to share the live stream. And guys, let's get right to the fight card this evening. I don't know about you, but I am ready to go. Yes, I know about you, and I'm ready to go. I'm giving myself a little room here, little room at my end, guys. Great to see each and every one of you. Wilton Blue, Penelope, good to see you as well. Valda Robinson, good to see you as well. Carmen Bailey, Janet Edwards, Joylyn Cook, good to see each and every one of you guys. If you haven't had a chance to do this yet, why don't you share the live stream? Tremendously privileged to have all of you. Trust you guys have had a good day. And let's get off the mark with the fight card. It's the Jagabats, of course. Of course, we're talking about the Jagabats. Who else we can talk about? Is either we talking about the Jagabats or we talking about the trenches. And folks, don't get trenches no space in the comments, you know. They like to come in the ring and talk a bunch of nonsense. They like to come ringside and spew a bunch of field, but we know the ringsiders got them. We know the ringsiders got them. Don't give them no space in the comments to promulgate and propagate the nonsense. You all deal with them there in the trenches, folks. Deal with the trenches. Catfish. Right off the bat. Catfish at it again, folks. Catfish. There's a catfish administration. What else can we tell you guys? What else can we tell you, folks? It's a catfish administration. Look who acting. Big Auntie Gail. Big Auntie Gail at it. Big Auntie Gail acting. Acting Prime Minister. We forgot to tell you. So inconsequential was this bit of information. She's been acting since the 29th because the other rubber stamp, Mark Phillips, he on a 4-day work visit, according to his office, to Barbados. We think he gone on a little vacation. He get tired and he gone. But according to them, he's on a 4-day work visit. So Big Auntie Gail acting like she acting like the Prime Minister. She's acting for him. Folks, so that is a bit of indifferent news that it won't do any benefit having, but we thought that you guys ought to know nonetheless. Catfish himself now. Catfish himself, folks. Now, we saw a bit of reporting coming out of the Office of the President, Ministry of the Presidency. I like Ministry of the Presidency, but it has a better ring to it, a more eloquence, and So coming out of the Ministry of the Presidency, we saw this bit of reporting. I am almost certain Sueli Finlay Williams wrote this piece. Because she extra like that. I'm almost certain Suel Finlay Williams wrote this piece, which says that in an address to the Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association, they dubbed the address as enthralling. Enthralling. Now, listen to me, folks. Hold up. Let me be truthful. Irfan has never said anything in the totality of his life that anybody would consider as enthralling. Leave enthralling for people like Barack Obama, right? Those kinds of people, enthralling address, folks. Don't let us waste words, right? Don't let us kerfuffle people. Enthralling address. This goes hand in hand with integrated lists, right? It's that kind of kerfufflement they want to do. He has never said anything over the past 13 years, over the past 13 months, 15 months rather, that any citizen in this country can call anything close to enthralling. So let us be fair. Let us be fair. Right? It wasn't enthralling. It was just Irfan being Irfan. In more catfish news, in additional catfish news, we saw Irfan saying that the economic growth to be experienced in 2021 is 19.5 economic growth. 19.5. That sounds very nice. That sounds very nice. But as we have been saying here, folks, we are feeling it. Things tight in this country. And we are feeling it. Glennis Mingo-Byrne, Sharmella Simeon Carter. We ain't feeling it. Clive Jackson. We ain't feeling it. Natasha Joseph. This 19.5. They say these things. So in your mind, you say, oh, all is well and good. But when you and I go in the shop to buy your little gas and your cooking oil and your rice and so forth, that is what we're feeling in we pocket, the high prices. So don't tell us about economic growth of 19.5, of which 19% is the oil sector alone. The same money that you're refusing to spend. And the 5%, the 0.5% is what the rest of us feeling in we pocket. We're feeling this 19.5. So we're not excited by that. We are not going to be overtly excited by that at all, folks. So we're not having it. We are not having it. So, but that's what the Catfish said. Catfish said economic growth of 19.5%, hoping to excite us. We're not excited. 19.5% economic growth in 2021, and you're giving 7% across the board to public servants. Y'all on shame. Y'all aren't ashamed to be boasting about 19.5% economic growth and it's 7.5% that you all are giving? That being said, you remember I told you guys that just now about all this money they're pulling in from the oil sector, from the oil industry, about 600 million US we're supposed to have in the National Resource Fund. About 600 million US. Winston Jordan, the former minister of Finance, said quite recently that the government spending spree, their overspending, has wiped out those earnings because they've been borrowing a lot of money. So it looks as though in the account they got $600 million, 600 million US, but they probably done borrow $1 billion US. So that money, according to what Jordan was saying, has already been spent. Has already been spent. Kaitro News quotes him as saying, money done. Government overspending has wiped out those oil earnings. And that is very, very interesting because you can understand now why you may have gotten a 7%. They ain't got money. They spend. Give guys so. And what is left? A meager 7%, folks. 7% for public servants. But you all will have a chance to speak on that. When you all go to the next polls, you all will have a chance. Whether local government or national elections, general and regional elections, you all will have a chance to reply to this installed Catfish administration on all those very issues. Very, very shortly. In very, very short order. In very, very short order. In other Catfish news, ladies and gentlemen, take the opportunity and share the live stream again, folks, because we want as many folks as possible to come into contact with this information in more Catfish news. Look what this other one's saying. Look what Anil's saying here. Now, people have been complaining. Part of the inadequacy of what we're seeing in these new electoral reforms legislation that has been put out there is the fact that they do not focus at all on voter registration. No. They did not pay any attention to that, Samantha Dialli. They did not pay any attention to that, Paulette Hawkins. No. But it's because of the public pushback now. This Jagabat, Anil, is now saying in the second round of electoral reform, oh, we have rounds? So there's a second round and a third round and a fourth round? These guys aren't serious at all. He says they're already in preparation. So the second round of electoral reform amendments will feature. They ain't talking about voter registration, Then talking about house registration. You know why? They like the list how it is. They got a big list. More people on the list than in the country. You got a list of about 800,000 people. And then the census tell me, oh, we only got 700,000. They like their list like that. A whole set of dead people on the list. A whole set of people who migrate on the list. So that we can have more of what transpired. More of what transpired on the East Coast, among other places, with a whole set of ballot boxes full with votes. But you ain't got no statutory documents to tell you how them votes get in there. That is why they want Vishnu Prasad at GCOM. That is why they want Vishnu Prasad at GCOM. And that is why in the first round of these electoral reform legislation that has been put out there publicly, voter registration does not feature at all. Right? It is part and parcel of the catfish strategy. It is part and parcel of that strategy. Folks, take the opportunity to share the live stream, and we want to see those emojis as well, guys. Smash that emoji button. We want to see those emojis from all of you. Click that button, folks, and let's see how you guys are feeling out there. Anil still. You know the man, I know the man, we all know the man. The man has come out swinging against the Human Rights Association locally. The man has come out swinging against them. Why? Last night, guys, we reported right here. Frank Daniels and Deborah Halley, right, and Stacey Braffett, that there was a young woman who was raped, and she made some damning charges to the police. And I said to you how they questioned her and grilled her about her whole sex life and a whole manner of unfortunate, unnecessary things. The young lady ended up taking her own life. Now the Human Rights Association came out and slammed the police for the handling of that matter. Now Anil has come to their defense. Anil wants to know when last the Human Rights Association had elections. When last this happened, when last that happened, where they getting the financing from. And you know, when they run out of all arguments, what they end up to? SOPs. Where are all SOPs? That's what they're asking the Human Rights Association, because the Human Rights Association is flagging these incidents that are happening against the government. They're flagging them against the government. So he come out now to ask, when last the Human Rights Association had election, and why in the 2020 election they weren't as vocal. You can imagine that? This is the Attorney General installed, asking them why they weren't so vocal. Which is like asking them, where's the new AFC SOPs? That the High Court. They're doing a whole host of nonsense, and they don't want any checks and balances. That is what is at stake here. They are trying to erode and to break down all the guardrails of democracy. That is what is happening here. Don Barnes and Jermaine Osborne, Roy Garraway and Kim Clark. That is what is at stake here. So he come out to cuss and to abuse out the Human Rights Association. But I hope that the American Embassy taking note. Sarah Lynch, I hope you taking notes, because you little too chummy with them. And the Canadian High Commissioner and the British High Commissioner, I hope you all are taking notes of the attitude of this installed administration that you all have to put right where they are. I hope you all taking notes, because this is on each and every one of you. On each and every one of you. That is where we are currently. Moving on quickly, folks, in the fight card. Today, in terms of health issues, health matters, is World AIDS Day. And it's a cause for pause. I mean, COVID-19 has been so ubiquitous. We ain't getting a chance to focus on HIV and those persons who are afflicted by this very, very dreaded disease, HIV/AIDS, that is. And so again, today is World AIDS Day, a time to reflect on all of those persons suffering with HIV. And the Ministry of Health came out and told us that locally there are 9,000 persons suffering with HIV who are infected. They said there were about 71 new infections this year. Well, you know what, COVID there? 35,000 and climbing 900 plus deaths, and every day 71 infections for the year with HIV. Every day is about 100 infections for COVID-19. But they were advising persons who, for whatever reason, have not been coming for their medication, the antiretroviral drugs and so on, that helps to mitigate the health effects of HIV/AIDS, to come forward. And that is our encouragement as well. That's our encouragement as well. And also for persons who know and should know how this dreaded disease is transmitted, to take responsibility, to be responsible out there. 71 new infections is 71 too many. And another thing that came out of this report concerning World AIDS Day locally is the fact that a lot of young people are becoming infected. A lot of young people. So we want to watch that, folks. We want to watch that as we focus on health matters. Coming out of the office of the Leader of the Opposition was a very, very terse statement by Dr. Karen Cummins. And in that statement, among other things, it was said that owing to the inequities in healthcare globally, by 2030, it has been reported that 7.7 million AIDS-related deaths would occur. That's a lot of people that are going to be affected still. However, if healthcare systems are strengthened to provide universal healthcare services and HIV-related services, 4.6 million of these deaths can be prevented. Therefore, the AIDS pandemic must not be a choice for the health sector alone, but must be a political choice and a political discussion as well. And one of the things that this year's World AIDS Day is looking at is mitigating the inequities in our society as relates to treatment that people receive for HIV/AIDS, much like COVID-19. So guys, again, and again, we are advising you and encouraging you to be responsible out there, to be responsible. And as we are on health-related matters, let us turn our attention to COVID-19. Let us turn our attention, Ingrid King, to COVID-19. Shawnette Barnes and Dunsford Jeffrey, Clive Jackson, Gladstone Matthews, Candy, Nelene Inderjeet, and Marky Mark. All of you fantastic folks, why don't you take the opportunity to share the live stream? Why don't you take the opportunity to smash that emoji button as well? And let us know how you guys are receiving the information out there this evening. COVID-19, you all know Frank name calling. You all know Frank name calling with the COVID governance, the poor COVID governance, the poor COVID management. You know, today, folks, we there. Frank can come out today to say that they now know definitively that we have the COVID variant, the Delta variant. That's what Frank has come out to say, that we now know that the COVID variant is with us. Huh? We now know that. Let us see the slide for that. We now know that we have the COVID Delta variant with us. Folks, it is months ago, the director of PAHO, Dr. Carissa Etienne, said to us, if you guys have been following what we see here closely, that the Delta variant is in Guyana. Frank doubted. He said they didn't give him a report. He wasn't updated, and he wanted a report. This was about 3 or 4 months ago. No, you see, by the time they got a grapple on this thing, all we dead and gone. Today, Frank is confirming that, yes, they sent some tests to CARFA. This is the Caribbean Pacific Health Agency in Trinidad and Tobago, CARFA, to test for this variant, the Delta variant. And now they come in 3-4 months later to tell us that we got the Delta variant. How many persons died locally, because of the Delta variant? When are they going to tell us that we got Omicron locally? In March of next year? In April, May, June of next year? Then they can send some tests to CARFA to tell us we got the Omicron variant. You folks understand why we have a no confidence motion against Frank tabled in the National Assembly months after the fact. Now, again, he's telling us they sent these samples to the Caribbean Pacific Health Agency, CARPHA, and they've come back positive for the Delta variant. It's madness, it's lunacy, and their management, poor management of COVID-19 is reflected in every other sector. Every other sector you can think about, the poor management of COVID-19 is right there. Right there. The very poor management of COVID-19. Look what else happening. You have only blue book problem. People are thieving out the blue book. Who didn't thieving out the blue book? They're taking the blue book. The blue book was one of the hottest items on the black market. Was one of the hottest items. We were made to understand people in high authority selling blue book. $15,000, $20,000 for a blue book. And what the Minister of Health said today was quite instructive. He said, if you got a blue book from where you took your vaccine, and when you later on you discover it doesn't have the stamp, you can go to any health center and they can stamp it for you. I find that fascinating. I find that disturbing. That you could get your injection at one place. The book is not stamped there, but you could go to a health center and the book could stamp. You understand why we only now realize we got the Delta variant with us? This is the kind of COVID governance that these jagabats, these Jebusites and Hippocytes are offering. You discover your book don't have the stamp. Why would the books not have the stamp? Right? This is not now their first rodeo with COVID-19. They've been at this for more than a year now. Why wouldn't the COVID books have the stamp? They told us we were getting new COVID books and COVID cares. Whatever happened to that? Coming soon. Why wouldn't the books have the stamp? That you could turn up to any clinic, any health center and get a stamp in it. I find something is wrong with that. I don't know about you, guys, but I find something definitely wrong with that kind of thinking. I don't think that's good checks and balances at all. In addition to that, quite recently, Frank told us that COVID is on the decrease locally. Frank told this nation that COVID-19 is decreasing. That's what Frank tells us. COVID-19 is decreasing. The CDC in the US, much in the same way rather, that Dr. Carissa Etienne from PAHO told us we had the Delta variant here. The CDC has moved Guyana's threat level with COVID-19 from a 2 and brought it up, not down, brought it up to a level 3, which is a high threat. Right? They have brought it up. It was at a level 2. It is a level 3 high threat. And Frank is telling us that COVID is going down. More in the matter than on the pistol. More in that matter than on the pistol. Last week, it was a couple days ago, Frank told us COVID decreasing. They got a handle on COVID. Nationally, COVID is decreasing. But like CDC didn't get that memo. The Center for Disease Control, right? The Center for Disease Control in the USA. These are the people who know what they're doing, who know what they're talking about, has increased the threat level locally from a level 2 to a 3, which is a high threat, high COVID threat. Don't go to Guyana unnecessarily. Don't go at all. And Frank telling me, this thing going down. This thing going down. This thing going down. As Dr. Vincent Adams said yesterday in our podcast during lunch, if you believe that, I got a harbor bridge I can sell you. That is what Frank told us. If you believe that, ladies and gentlemen, he got a harbor bridge that he can sell you. Nothing irregular there. Nothing not regular. And in addition to that, before we go on this very note, on this very subject, here Frank said recently, folks, you need popcorn and cokes to deal with Frank. Here Frank said recently, travel restrictions don't stop the COVID variant. So basically, even though Omicron is a worse variation of the original COVID-19 virus, Omicron has 30 mutations, right? Frank said, we ain't closing borders again. Because why? Travel restrictions and so on don't stop COVID variants. But tell that to Israel, because Israel just closes borders to foreigners. Tell that to Japan, who has just also closed its borders to foreign nationals. Frank said that. Frank said travel restrictions don't stop COVID variants. Why? Money got to make. Money got to make. Y'all remember that? Frank Anthony, the installed Minister of Health, he said travel restrictions, people, do not, this is Frank Anthony talking, do not stop the COVID variant. That is what the man said. If I got to believe Frank or the CDC, I think y'all know where we there. I think y'all know where we there. Natasha Joseph and Violet Mary and Ingrid King and Michael Reed and Mavis Henry, Shondell Moses and Michelle Boston. I think y'all know where we be. We there with the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, who has moved us up from a level 2 threat to a level 3 threat, a high threat. Frank said, travel restriction don't stop COVID variant. So we going on. And we're going on. That is where we are, folks. Unfortunately, that is where we are. And you know what is telling? Some of the PPP own supporters fed up on them on this nonsense. Fed up on them on this bad COVID governance. Fed up on them on the bad management of the economy. Oh, Father, the business people crying out. Some of the business people shame Satil because they thought when these jacobats come in, everything will left flowing nice. Everything where they're flowing ice is one set of bluff. One set of bluff. Folks, you must join our podcast during lunch. Yesterday we talked about the issue of all the promises that they made. They're going to renegotiate the ExxonMobil contract. What side? All the promises they had, everything they castigated the coalition for, the APNU AFC coalition, they have done worse. In every area, a whole host of broken promises. Guys, when you have your lunch break, join us on social media for our podcast during lunch from 12 to 1. We always got, of recent, we started it on Monday. We got some interesting guests and we discussed some interesting issues. Just today, in that podcast during lunch, we were talking about the Raymond Cummins affair and how public or how the professional conduct that is needed in public life, it is sadly lacking. So you must join us. So again, we were examining the broken promises. This is one of them. Oh, they castigated APNU AFC for the COVID management. Castigated them. But when we handed government to them, there were 21 deaths. Y'all remember that? All y'all are abusing now the coalition. Y'all trenches. Y'all remember that? 21 deaths. Now we go over 900 under these jagabats and crosses. We had 474 confirmed cases of COVID-19. We got 35,000 now. Y'all take that. Put it in your pipe and smoke. I know some of y'all shame. I know some of you shame. Coming soon, folks. Coming soon. Folks, we want to come in soon. We tell you have a thing now. You understand me? And we pause here to ask you guys to partner with us. You know, too many y'all, like freeness. That's why y'all's getting problems. That's why people stretch y'all away. Y'all like too much of freeness. Y'all want to go to dinner, y'all want to pay. Y'all want to go to lunch, y'all want to pay. Y'all want breakfast, y'all want to pay. People going to fetch y'all away. A new year coming, y'all got to change y'all ways. You all have to change your ways. And we cannot do this without your support, guys. And that is why we encourage you guys to come on board. Come on board with us. Partner with us. We're not asking you for your whole salary. We're asking you all for as little as $5 per month, 10, 15, 20 US per month. If you want, give more, give more. You got the Cash App. With the $ in the ring 592. Well, so you want. Right in the palm of your hands. You can give. The Cash App is the $ in the ring 592. That's our Cash App handle. And then we got PayPal. It's in the ring 592 at gmail.com. In the ring 592 at gmail.com. All of these things help the podcast to keep going. Help in the ring here to keep going. And then we got the MMG system. It's 627-6963. This is coming soon. It's operational right now. 627-6963 is our MMG number. Folks, help us to move the program forward. Help us to meet our monthly commitments with our bill. Help us to expand the program. 627-6963 is the MMG number. And we can also, you can also use Western Union. You can also use MoneyGram and help this thing to keep moving forward. Folks, coming up. And I hope he joins us on time. Coming up, we got attorney at law, Darren Wade. Now, Darren. He is vying for one of those coveted seats in this upcoming 21st Biannual Delegates Congress. That's coming up on the 11th of December. The election, there's a business meeting and election for office bearers there in the PNCI. You all know it's a national party. It's taking on a national complexion. These elections, they're internal elections, and Darren is competing for one of those posts there. And Darren is going to be joining us a little later on and reflecting on some of the stuff happening nationally and telling us also about his candidacy there in the PNCR and what he is going to be vying for. So Darren is going to be joining us a little later on. And if you're all in touch with Darren, you all see the comments there. He might be right now in the comments. Tell you hustle and come into the studio. That being said, folks, coming soon. You all know this is how they operate. Everything for them coming soon. A better life coming soon. A more vibrant economy coming soon. Better COVID governance coming soon. Take what you get for now. More pay increase coming soon. Take 7% for now. Everything that's decent and good coming soon. Right now, we're just putting up with them. Folks, why don't you share the live stream? Let us show the world what's coming soon. Last night, folks, we told y'all, Ejel Huff, he puff and he bluff about the Mandela Avenue and Sheriff Street Road project coming to an end in December. He said he wasn't having it with the contractors. And they had to finish this project by December. Well, we're in December. Yesterday, we learned that the project has been extended or is slated for completion February next year. Today, the real bad news, I gave it in drips. Drip. So the project extended yesterday. Today, we learned that more money needed. You see what you all see what Winston Jordan said about the spending spree? About the spending spree of this administration and why that money in the National Resource Fund done? It was wiped out. That fund. Spend. So he has told us, one Ejel, Fisher Bishop, false prophet. He didn't see this coming. This is Raymond Cummins' brother. How they end up with a different last name, I don't know. Y'all figure that one out. This is Raymond Cummins' brother. Lover by Raymond Cummins, the priest from New Amsterdam. This is brother telling us today that the Mandela Sheriff Street Road project needs more money. That's the only time we see them in the National Assembly, you know. That is the only time we see these jagabats in the National Assembly. The only time we see them is when they want money. Folks, the National Assembly has been in recess from August 10th to October 10th. Recess finished October 10th. The National Assembly in an oil-producing republic hasn't met once. Has not met once since it is out of recess. And we're in December. The only time we see them in National Assembly is when they want more money for spend. They come under the pretext they want to do X or Y, but there's more money they're coming for. a supplemental budget. Well, this Jagabat, this Philistine, this Pharisee, this false prophet, come to us today. They said, the Sheriff Street, Mandela Avenue Road project, gotta get more money. Your taxpayers' money. Y'all see why y'all ended up with 7%? Y'all see why y'all have ended up with 7%, ladies and gentlemen? Carla Washington, you see how we ended up with 7%? Yonette Hamer Grant, y'all see Marlon Francois, Deborah Haley, and Hazel Job, Shawnette Barnes, and all you folks down in Liverpool, how we end up with 7%? Y'all see that? Because money got to spend. The airport is a similar project. Oh, they went up there, Airfront toward the airport. Ben toward the airport. Bishop toward the airport. Oh, they abuse all the contractors. They abuse them out. They tell them, we not like the Apnu AFC. Y'all got to done the project on time. We can carry you out to court otherwise. Still going. Still going. More money they're coming for the airport. More money they're coming for to finish the airport. That is the cash cows. The Mandela Avenue and Sheriff Street Road project and the airport. The amount of money they spend on the airport could be big from Temeri to Linden. The amount of money, the airport alone could be a whole city. But this is where we are. This is the kind of lackluster, poor administration that this administration has been putting forward, this regime, this catfish regime. That is what they're putting forward, folks. Mediocre leadership, catfish leadership. Catfish leadership. And that is why we keep asking you guys, not because we want to. And we don't do it for the love. We don't do it for the likes. We do it for the loves. Because we got to spread the information. We got to share the news with y'all to let people know the nonsense these guys are doing. And you think that is where it ends for today? Look, we're loading. In other news. In other news, people. In other news. Y'all think these Jagabats easy? In other news. Look what's happening here. Y'all need some of this. When you finish listening to these guys here, when you finish contending with these Jagabat here, in other news, a young lady making some wine. Making some wine. When these guys done stressing you out, when they dash the 7% in your chest, pop, and then they come back and tell you, but road need more money, airport need more money, guys, Suko need more money. You need strong drink. You need strong wine. And they got a young lady, Abigail John, from Buxton. So you know this wine good. Right? If this wine coming from, I ain't talking about Raymond Cummins kind of wine. I'm talking about this wine from Buxton, produced by this 35-year-old Abigail John. The brand is called GT Wines. Folks, try this wine for Christmas. Encourage a local entrepreneur. I'm being made to understand that the main office is located in Buxton, and there's the showroom that is in Kitty, and they have a Facebook page as well. GT Wines. Folks, we have to support our local entrepreneurs. I love the Pandama wine. And I'm certain this young lady said this is a very good product. We saw this report circulating, and we thought that you ought to know that they got good stuff coming out of this country, you know. Right? We always got to go for them other stuff that is produced elsewhere. We got some good stuff. It's GT wine. And y'all know if you get a good GT wine, you're in a good place. And so, again, we commend this wine by Abigail John. Do I have the name correct? Yes, Abigail John, 35 years old and managing this whole winery here, coming out of Buxton, a Buxton natives. This is people to support, not people who get a little money for do a grung, right? And then, as Kemraj Ramjitan says, they now so Hawaiian people and all kind of foolishness. This is people to support. This is people to support. Not them fly-by-night clowns. Not them jagabats. Not them soup drinkers. So we commend GT Wines. Folks, when these guys done with you, when this PPP done with you with this kind of negative information, the mismanagement and so on, Try this. Try GT wine. Try GT wine, guys. Look what's loading. Look why you're going to need the wine. Here's a story that's loading, guys. And here why you're going to need this wine. You know purgatory happening now at our consulate in Washington, D.C.? Purgatory, Gail Teixeira, and Darla Jagabat, the house slave, Tad, you Tad, one set of madness. Now we are being made to understand credible reports, folks, suggest that the person who is signing off on payments for the embassy, the filing person, the people who are the legal signatories to the accounts, they file them, and now there's a whole set of bills, a whole set of payment backing up. That is what we're being made to understand. A whole host of payments just keep backing up. Just keep backing up all the time because they don't think. There is no forward thinking with these guys. They fire everybody and then realize, oh, we need law and feel after all. Because without the requisite staff, we won't have local government elections. And they use that as a pretext too. Oh, we fire all the staff by the embassy. Recall a whole set of people. And oh, Father, we make a mistake. We actually needed them. Until we actually have people to fill those spots. And so we're being made to understand credible information suggests you tell them, scratching their head. What are we going to do here? What are we going to do here? Friends and family. What are we going to do? The other bit of information we're picking up out of the embassy there in New York, out of the consulate in New York, is that some people who they send there don't know their hand from the foot. They don't know their hand from the foot in foreign affairs work. Some square pegs they're putting in wrong hole. Square pegs in wrong hole. So you send them there now. They know nothing. It's not that they get a little experience because they used to work in foreign affairs. It's a whole set of friends and family. A whole set of friends and family. And the people say they got to spend a lot of time now to teach them the whole system. They don't like professionals, you know. They don't like professionals at all. They're allergic to that. They're allergic to professionals. And so we're asking the people there at the consulate in New York to hold strain. A better day coming, folks. A brighter day coming. We're waiting for our gas. But these are some of the stories that loading. We're hearing some other stories of dialysis patients being treated badly by a doctor. And we're doing some more digging and some more finding out. Some dialysis patients locally, a lot of them calling a particular doctor name, but we're gathering the information. Right? Same way, we didn't forget the woman, the deeds registrar, and the things that she is being accused about the deeds registrar. We haven't forgotten that. Right? But we dotting with I's and we crossing with T's. In some instances, we got dot with T's and cross with I's. Right? Things loading, the doctor name, calling, the patient say he's a pig. He got to go on a farm and tend to pigs. How this man operating? Right? And a number of dialysis patients calling in him. And when we finish doing our investigation, we can call the name too. We can call it because it is shameful that people are going to receive a certain level of health care and people are operating in this manner. It is beyond shameful. Beyond shameful. Right? The people who are expecting a certain level of care, a certain standard of care, you got to go there and people are treating you anyhow, talking to you anyhow. Look, y'all better get y'all act together. Right? But you know, sadly to say, and I say this very sparingly, because I understand the pressures that the PPP bring to bear an ordinary citizen. Y'all see how they're treating Schumann? Y'all see how they're treating Schumann? Imagine how they're treating ordinary citizens in this country. The pressures that can be brought to bear. I understand that. But you know, in my mind, I said, you know, let it keep doing. They can have a short term. Let her keep with the nonsense. Let doctor carry on. It is only because he got lives that he dealing with in his hands. This is literally life and death. Right? But let them continue. They can get a short time, a short tenure in office for the nonsense that they're doing, for the foolishness, for the total confunction nonsense, for the pocketry, the confusion powder that's happening. So y'all continue. Y'all continue with the nonsense. Continue with the foolishness. Michelle Beaton, I want to continue. Deborah Halley, I want them to continue. That's what I want. Michelle Boston, Beaton, let her continue. Altia, Tracy Mullen, Altia Jones, let her continue. It's a whole set of nonsense. How you can treat dialysis patients like that? First thing they come in, they shut down a whole set of dialysis centers. A whole set of centers. Why? Because the coalition opened them. Same way, I saw a letter complaining about the passport office just today. And the poor service. You have passport offices almost in every town now. They shut down half of them. They had dialysis center providing critical care. They shut down a whole host of them. I want y'all continue. Y'all time gonna be short. The good book say cut them off suddenly. Suddenly, he cut them off. Y'all continue. Y'all can, and I say it sparingly because of lives. It's literal life and death. In some of the areas where government services and policies are brought to bear, is literally life and death issues people contend with. And you go on to do little dialysis and people interrogating you with all kinds of nonsense that's none of their business. And people who operate in this sector know who we're talking about. But everybody hush hush because you know why? And I understand it too. People are protecting their jobs. Marna Monroe and Marlon Van Veen, people are protecting their jobs. People got to eat. People got to eat. Not the way Raymond come and eating. People got to eat. They got to work hard. And they got to eat. So people put up their head and they do the work. It's sickening. It's sickening. I spoke to a police officer today. He said, Duncan, it's sickening. He said sickening. But what are we going to do? He said the wicked, the stink, and the dirty. That's what he was really saying. The wicked, the stink, and the dirty. Diane Graves, and you know it's true. Paulette Hicks, you know it's true. Abiola Clark, you know it's true as well. Laverne Harry, and Kelman, you all know it's the truth. And we can continue to talk the things with your help and your support. We are going to continue to talk the things. Stories loading. Besides, y'all going to do the work. Y'all doing a whole set of foolishness like Raymond Cummins. And that Raymond Cummins issue is multiplied so many times in this country. A whole pack of foolishness. Before a minister go and do your work, you're there blocking up homes and all kind of nonsense. Oh, we got y'all files and we can open them. Hold on. We're doing our homework. We told you all on this program, we do our homework. We don't come and talk light and easily. We know the jacobats we dealing with. And we can call names. Some of y'all wicked. Now all y'all stink and dirty. PPP. Wicked. Go and do the work, man. Go and do the work and stop doing nonsense. Treat people fairly. Treat people with decency. Whole set of nonsense. Whole pack of nonsense. The courts is another set. The police and the courts. People go in there. So many things we deal with on a daily basis here, folks. So many issues we deal with on a daily basis. People go on by the police station. You got a court matter. You go on to the court. They can't find your file. 6 months people running there. 7 months people running. A whole set of nonsense. Can't find file for this. Can't file for that. Can't file for the next. All the money that they're claiming that they're throwing into the system to fix this, to fix that. Whole set of friends and family benefit and nobody else. The ordinary man catching the tail in this country. Catching the tail in this country. For what? So that a few, the cliques, the schisms, the fractions, a small handful of people making all of the money are wicked, stink, and dirty. The whole pack of you. Wicked, stink, and dirty. That is what is happening. Wicked, stink, and dirty. And we can't put it any other because that is the truth. Nikki Ennis, you know that is the truth. There's nothing else that we can say. That is the truth. That is nothing but the truth. There's no other way we can put it. That is where we are. And those are just some of the things. Every day, all day long, our phone going, this happening, that happening, airport, this, that, this ministry, that ministry, a whole pack of nonsense. And then they come and say, oh, we are for good governance. We are for transparency. Oh, we are for rule of law. A whole pack of useless, hollow words, right? Those words put the gas in oil and gas. Hot air, gas. Hot air and gas. That is where we are on those issues. And people like Nicola Best, y'all know the truth. Audrey Brown, is the truth. Is the truth. Is the truth. Those of you who can't wait till tomorrow for the next In the Ring, we got Below the Belt. Every midday is a podcast. And we bring in the issues to you, the people, in much the same format. We bring in the issues and the news to you, the people, in much the same format. So we're going to be on, and this is how that money that we ask you guys to partner with us with is being spent to get you the information, the valid and credible information. We don't know if our guests might be having some challenges, but nonetheless, we're persevering. We are always ready like a good soldier for any eventualities. If we got to get Darren another night, we got to get Darren another night, folks. But we wanted you to know how your monies are spending. So we have now Below the Belt is a podcast every midday. We are on firing, giving you the information, credible and valid. Who vex? Who vex lose? You understand? We said this year we're taking off the gloves. So we're hitting you in your chest, we're hitting you below the belt, wherever it hurts. Wherever it hurts. You think these jagabats following the rules of engagement? If you'd following the rules of engagement, they would never end there with invalid votes. They would never end there with votes counted from ballot boxes with no statutory documents. They're following the rules. They're hitting below the belt. Take Schumann as an example. And that would have said it all. So we're asking you guys again, come on board and to partner with us. This is how your dollars are spending. Every living cent, every blind cent of it coming in to benefit programs like this. And you can see all the programs rolling out. I tell you, I'll hold on. Y'all think I was joking? I know I do, you know. I am making this up. I know what I'm doing. 2 areas I've been fascinated in my professional life is law and communications. And I've had the privilege of reading both of them at the University of Guyana. Communications first and then law. I got to go back and finish up my master's in business administration. That's the thing that I got outstanding. But in both areas, communication at the undergraduate level and law at the undergraduate level, I studied both at the university. And I didn't fail, I completed. Both of them. Right? Election come, I was campaigning heavy and I stopped the master's program. I got to go back and finish up soon enough. I know what I'm doing. We know what we're doing at this end. We got professional people working to develop these programs, working to develop these digital products and bring them to you because we know you guys need information. Every cent, every blind cent is spent on the programs, the podcast, In the Ring, and the other programs we're going to be rolling on very shortly. Very shortly. Tweaking and fixing and making sure that they have good content and they're good quality for you because we value you. We value and we think you guys deserve good quality programming. And that is what we're going to be creating and developing for you. So guys, this is why your money do it. And this is why we're asking you guys to partner with us. You got Cash App, you got PayPal, you got MMG, you got MoneyGram, you got Western Union. Soon we can give you all Zelle. And do you know in any post office in this country, you can go and put down somebody's name and send them money. In any post office. So we can be bringing all of the platforms, right, that you guys can reach us on and contribute, making it as easy as possible for you. We're privileged to have Darren Wade joining us, and we're gonna crave your indulgence, guys, for just a few minutes more as we pick Attorney at Law Wade's thoughts on his candidacy and how the campaigning is going. Let us welcome our brother, attorney at law, Darren Wade, the one and only. Let's welcome Darren. This is the PNCR Decides 2021, the road to the 21st biannual Congress. And I think we have Darren. I'm not seeing him as yet, but I think we may have him shortly. I'm seeing Darren, I think, in the back end. I don't know. Let's rectify that very, very quickly. And I don't know if his video is paused. Maybe Darren is not supposed to be on tonight. I don't know. But great to see all of you guys. We're going to bring him on as soon as we can. Sanjarine Baird and Ovita Blackman and Mavis Henry. Good to see all of you guys. I see Stacey Bradford is here and Jahu Fowler. All of you fantastic folks. Miss Harding and Orette and Vanessa Hackett, Sharon Castello, Edward. Guys, before you go, ensure that you share the live stream. You guys are going to do us the favor of a lifetime. We want to get this information out. It's not just enough that we come and we consume it alone and other folks are left out. As you share the information, it gets into your news feed, gets into the timeline, and other persons can view it. Other persons can come into contact with it as well, and that is what we need. So before you guys go, ensure that you share the live stream. Guys, we're going to have Darren back another night. I don't want to detain you further. I know you guys are going other places. You guys might be heading off to other shows. Some of you are heading to work. You coming from work after a very hard day, and we trust that you guys continue to social distance. Don't be like Raymond coming. Social distance, wear your mask, sanitize, practice all the COVID-19 protocols that are in place for your health and your safety, that of your friends, family, and loved ones. I'm going to stick around for a couple of seconds more, give some of you guys a shout out, and then we're going to call it a night there, and we're going to have Attorney at Law Wade back with us another night in the immediate future, guys. So don't worry about that, but ensure, do that for us, that you share the live stream. Ensure that you do that before you go, and also that you smash those emoji buttons. And let me give you guys a shout out at our end. I really want to ensure that we touch, and we know some of you look forward to this aspect of our program, and we don't want to disappoint you guys by any means. And so Joylyn Cook, is good to see you there. Shamo Gear, is good to see you there. Kesh Sharma, is good to see you as well. Paulette Greaves, is good to see you. Margaret Nelson, is good to see you. Claudette Harry, is good to see you. Marsha Baptiste, it is good to see you. Roxanne Odessa Jacobs, I see you there as well. Karen, I almost say McFoy, but it's Karen McCoy. Good to see you, Karen and Gloria Plaud. Roxanne Odessa, good to see you there. Nikki Innes again. Clive Jackson. Clive, I didn't see you for a little while. Siobhan McDonald, good to see you as well. Positive Thinker, good to see you there. Positive Thinker, each and every night. Good to see you there. Good to see you, Sandra Hanover, Auntie Sandra. Jacqueline Ward wants to know what happened tonight. Jacqueline, like you just come, Jacqueline. You just come and you always start over. Guys, ensure that you share the live stream as you're on. Ensure that you smash that emoji. Let us know how you're feeling there. Spurry Lee says good night, Guyana. She's joining us from the diaspora. And Jackie Baird and Denise Mitchell. Let me see how many names I can call. Folks like Diane Gravesandi. Folks like Carol Braffett and Angela McDonald, all great, lovely, fantastic people. Gaylan Williams, Shellon Joseph, Jackie Baird. Guys, thanks for joining us. Guys, you know that y'all make this program what it is. And it is such a privilege for us to have you guys each and every night. Beatrice Selby, good to see you. Good to see you there. And Ariel and Margaret, and Daniel, Passad, Margaret Jones, Ariel, good to see each and every one of you on the live. Jacqueline Ward, German Osborne, Carol Hudson, Nalda Grant, good to see all you fantastic folks. Jacqueline Johnson, Jehu Fowler is there as well, guys. I want to call as many of you as possible because I want y'all vexed with we. We know that you all love to hear your names called, and guys, we love to call your name too because we value your support out there night after night with this program, night after night. Folks like Stan Bourne and Paulette Hicks, folks like Carla Washington, good to see you folks. Deborah Halley, good to see you as well. And somebody says that I'm loved by all guys, and I love all of you too. We love back to you. We love back to you. Yolanda, good to see you there, Yolanda. And Letitia Millington. Letitia, I see you in a little while, girl. You're avoiding me like coats. Good to see you guys. Good to see you. Monica Johnson. Good to see you, Monica. Guys, trust if you guys have had a great day thus far. Trust that the day can only improve. Trust that you guys have had a great week as well, guys. Continue to work diligently. Continue to work with integrity. Continue to work honestly. We value you the same way you see some value in this program. We value each and every one of you. Ringsiders, you guys know you touch our hearts night after night. Thanks for being with us. That's our program this evening. Stay safe. Stay safe, guys. That's our program. Bam, bam.